Hello, my lizard enthusiasts. I'm Vampire Ian, and welcome to Batty Decks, the series where I give you a profile on a deck that I've brewed up on a whim for your entertainment. So, TCG has entered another Tier 0 format. What is a poor jank enthusiast to do against the likes of Tier Element? I don't know. I'm just gonna go even deeper into the tank on a brew of some nasty jank. With that, I present to you Sprightile. Let's check it out. So here's the deck. We are once again messing with Spright combos, those little thunder guys who love level, link, and rake 2 monsters, this time using a lot of different reptile cards in order to do a very silly combo. Our reptiles span 3 different archetypes, the Ogdoadics, the Evols, and the Reptilliannes. The Ogdoadics are a series of eldritch Egyptian snakes that are focused around breaking snake rain specifically by being graveyard focused and chaos typings. They're not very good, but they do a lot of tributing, which is actually very important for our combo. The Evols are technically like 3 different archetypes. They're Evoltiles, Evolsaurs, and Evolzars. The 3 represent an evolutionary line from one to the next, and are designed to facilitate that, which is why only the dragons are any good. However, there is one Evoltile that we were able to break just a little bit for a fun combo that we're showing right here. The Reptilliannes are not really a major contributor to this deck, but they have some fun effects, and making opponents' monsters go to 0 attack and taking control, or removing monsters that are at 0 attack, comes up in this deck as edge cases. Additionally, they have a link to, which sometimes is very helpful in order to play full combo. With all that context, let's get into the deck itself. First up, we're going to cover the Sprights. We have our usual 3 Spright blue, 3 Spright jet, 2 Spright red, and 1 Spright carrot. We also have the 3 Spright starter as our targets for Spright jet. We could also be playing smashers, but we're already at 41 cards, as you might notice, and the Sprights are not the essential part of this combo. The essential part of the combo is the Evoltiles, actually. But the Sprights are definitely a necessary part of it as well for the extension that they provide. Next, we'll get into the most essential part of the combo, which is the Evoltiles. We have 3 Evoltile Najasho, 3 Evolsaur Volcano, and we have 3 Evo Diversity, which is a Rhoda for both Evoltiles and Evolsaurs. We're going to be using this to search out Najasho, which, as you might notice, is a level 2. This card, when tributed while on the field, allows you to special summon an Evolsaur monster from your deck, which is not a once per turn. And it is an essential part of the combo. It is absolutely nutty effect. And then Evolsaur Volcano is a terrible card, except for the fact that when this is special summoned by the effect of an Evoltile monster, like Najasho, it allows you to target an Evolsaur monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. It cannot declare an attack. However, you now have 2 dinosaur monsters on your field in order to go into Evolzar Dulka or Evolzar Lagia, the good monsters. Next up is the Ogdoadics. We have 1 of each of the larger ones. These monsters require 1 tribute on the field to special summon themselves from the grave. We have several ways of getting them into the grave, so it's just a matter of doing that and then using them to tribute in order to activate Najasho's effect. We also have 3 of Nawia, the Ogdoadic Remnant. This card can be sent from the hand to the graveyard in order to send a light reptile monster from your deck to the grave. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Ogdoadic spell trap from your deck to your hand. We have 2 targets for that, which we'll show in a little bit. We also have Nunu, the Ogdoadic Remnant. This card can be sent from hand to the graveyard in order to send a dark reptile monster from your deck to the grave. If you control no monsters or you control an Ogdoadic monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, giving you a free level 4, which also comes up. This little engine is very important for how the combo works, but the effects of these monsters are not really necessary. What you might want to know is that these 2 are level 8s. That'll come up for sure. We also have the Ogdoadic spells. Ogdoadic Water Lily allows you to send a reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if you have 5 or more reptile monsters with different names in your graveyard, you can special summon 1 reptile monster from your graveyard. This is a Foolish Burial and also allows us to special summon on rare occasion. If you get Snake Rain off, which is a discard 1 card, send 4 reptile monsters from your deck to the grave. This card is what the entire deck is built around, and also what Ogdoadics were made to use. So we're going to be using it for sure. It's also a really big Ash target though, so definitely be careful with it. We have 3 of Ogdoadic Serpent Strike. This card is a search off of our little dark guy. our little Dark Remnant. And it allows you to send a monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target a reptile monster with a different original attribute than that monster, and special summon it. So this can be used to get the Najasho back on the field if we're in a pinch. There are situations where you're going to want to use this. They're a bit dire, but you're going to want to use it sometimes. We're also running the Reptilliannes, like I said. Reptilliannes is our only main deck option. This is another name to send off a Snake Rain. But if you draw it, it is a hand trap in a way. You can send it from your hand to the grave and target one face-up monster your opponent controls, changes attack to 0. And then if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can special summon this card from the grave. So it gives a little bit of extension as well. It's a level 2 as well, so it works for the Sprite stuff. We have one Monster Reborn in order to get cards back on the field. Very important for our combo. And we have 3 Dark Ruler No More, which is just a good card. Just a very good card this format still, I think. Even after everything, I still like Dark Ruler No More a lot. In the extra, we have a couple of rank 8 monsters for our 2 Ogdoadic big guys in order to go into. We have Draglubion, and the 2 classic targets for Draglubion. We have Hope Harbinger, which is also an 8 we can make, and we have Numeron Dragon. Obviously, you can only go into Numeron Dragon if you have the Draglubion line, which does lock you out of special summons for the rest of the turn, so you can't continue into Spright combos. So if you want to continue into Spright combos, you're going to want to do Hope Harbinger, which you do sometimes have to do. You can just hard make Hope Harbinger without going into Draglubion, so we will do that on occasion. These are very good. Draglubion allows us to summon out the Harbinger or the Numeron Dragon, and Hope Harbinger allows us to negate a spell effect or a regular effect that's activated on the field, and then attach that card to this card as materials. Additionally, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach one material from this card and change the attack target to this card, and then perform damage calc. If another face-up Ixies monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one face-up Ixies monster you control. It gains attack equal to one of those destroyed monsters' original attack, and we're going to have lots of Ixies monsters on the field. As you can see, we have Evolzar, Dulka, and Lagia. They require 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters, which means they can only be made with the Volcano. Lagia allows us to detach 2 materials to negate a spell or a normal summon, or special summon. And Dulka allows us to detach 1 material to negate an effect. Both of them are very powerful. Go into the one that makes sense in the moment. I usually like going into Dulka because Dulka gets 2 negates, but Lagia can be useful in some situations. We are running King of the Feral Imps. You can go into King of the Feral Imps off of the 2 little Ogdoadics, and then just grab a reptile monster to your hand, like Niami, which is a hand trap, if you remember. We can also go into Abyss Dweller, which is a crazy card right now specifically, so definitely want to do this one. You definitely want to have this one, because we can do it. Oni Bimaru is a good card, allows you to detach material and target a monster your opponent controls, banish it until your opponent's end phase. Just a rank 2 you can make off of anything. Gigantic Spright is Gigantic Spright, allows us to special summon a level 2 out from our deck. Ginbuster is a funny card, allows you to detach 2 Xyz materials to negate the activation of an opponent's monster effect, and then inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Just a little negate to have on field, since we have lots of level 2s to go into it. There's the Numeron Dragon. The Dark Charmer Gloomy is a dark that we can make off of our dark monsters, and then we can take one of our opponent's dark monsters. Dark is really good. Dark. We're playing 2 Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf is essential to the combo because it allows us to special summon back in the Jasho, so we have to be running 2 of this. Sprite Sprind is an emergency situation. You can go into Sprite Sprind in order to send one of the cards necessary for combo to our deck, or to our grave. Really don't like using Sprint, but it comes up, so you'd want to be playing it. And then, of course, we have the Echidna. Like I was saying, Reptilian Echidna allows us to target one face-up monster your opponent controls, takes its attack to 0. During a main phase, your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack. You can add reptile monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack, and then you can add special summon monsters from your extra deck, except for reptile monsters. So you're not really going to be using the second effect. You will be using the first effect sometimes, but mostly it's just a link to that helps you get some material off the field, particularly Nunu, which does lock you into reptiles as long as it's on the field. So yeah, definitely important to have it in here just to clear some stuff. Then for the side deck, we have 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Bell. These are just generally good hand traps to have. We have Harpy's Feather Duster for clearing back row. We have Called By to be called by. Called By is so good. Called By is so good. We have 3 Forbidden Droplet. That is not Echidna, by the way. That is the Condemned Dark Witch, or whatever her name is. We do have the Sprite Smashers in the side, so if you want to bring that in, you can definitely do that. And then we have 3 Twin Twisters for more back row removal. We're playing in a format where there's lots of spell traps that are floodgates to deal with. Although, no longer do we have to worry about Mystic Mine. Hooray! So yeah, that's the deck. Let's slither on into some games. Alright, we have our first game. It is up in the casual ladder against Cyberdarks. We have a pretty stacked hand. Let's see what they can do. They're going to start first, and they're going to start with Cyberdark Inferno. Then they're going to summon out Cyberdragon Core. Seems pretty stacked on their end as well. They grab Cyberdark Realm. They will then activate Cybernetic Horizon, pitching Cyberdark Horn and Cyburn, and then sending Cyber and Dragon in order to get Cyber Dragon Cannon to hand. Cyber Dragon Cannon will be sent to get Edge. Then they will activate Cyberdark Realm, getting Claw, and this is also going to allow them to do another normal summon. They will normal summon Cyberdark Edge, which will attach to the cannon. Then they'll Claw to grab another Cybernetic Horizon, probably trying to set up for the fusion next turn, but we'll see if we even let them. They're going to go to our turn. We're going to draw just what we needed off the top. Sprite Blue, it's perfect. We're going to Snake Rain, sending Dark Ruler no more. We have an extra, don't need it. And we're going to send one of each type of Ogdoadic. In that beautiful, a perfect lineup. Then we're going to Ogdoadic Water Lily, sending Najasho. Since we have 4 types in grave, we're able to grab Najasho from the grave onto the field, which gives us a 2 for Sprite Blue, allowing us to summon it out, which will send or grab the Jet, and the Jet will be able to summon out to grab Starter. Now we have a bunch of level 2s on the field, so we could do anything we want, really. We're going to go ahead and tribute right now. We're going to tribute for Curse, which will activate both Curse and the Jasho. They're going to get their Horn. Who cares? Now we're going to summon out Nunu and Volcano. Or Nauya, I mean. Nauya's going to grab Serpent Strike. And then we're going to use Blue and Volcano to make Elf. Did you know that Elf only requires 1 level 2 monster? Then we're going to activate the effect of Nunu. We have 2 level 4s on the field. We're going to overlay them for King of the Feral Imps to grab Nyami, which is a hand trap. We're going to activate Elf. We're going to bring back Najasho. We're going to go into Big Boy, Gigantic, and then we're going to tribute Najasho for Alert. That allows them to add Claw to hand. Who cares? Najasho effect is going to allow us to get Volcasaurus. Volcasaurus effect is going to activate, and that's going to let us get Volcasaurus from grave. Now we have 2 dinosaurs on field, so we can make Dolka, and we have 2 level 8s on field, so we can make Draglubion. We now have everything we need on field. So we're going to Nyami, we're going to make Cyberdark Dragon Core, a 0 attack monster. And then we're going to go Numeron Dragon. We're going to activate the effect of Numeron Dragon to make a 19,000 monster. And we're going to walk over Cyberdark Dragon Core for 1900 damage. Well over lethal. What a crazy combo, huh? We didn't even need half of it, though. It's just Numeron Dragon. But, you know, good game, I guess. Our next game is on the ranked ladder, so it is a best of 3. We are playing against Bestial Branded? I don't know, it's a little hard to tell what they're on. They're on 44 cards. They're a little all over the place. Our hand is looking pretty good, though. You may think that getting the Volcano in hand is a bad thing, but Volcano is a pitch off of Snake Rain, which actually makes our combo a lot shorter. Let's see what we can do. Snake Rain pitching Volcano. We're going to send the Jasho and 3 of the Ogdoadics. We're going to send 1 of each big one, and we're going to send the dark one because we can summon that off of the light monster as we saw earlier. Then we're going to use the Darkened Hand to send the light. We just have all of them engraved now. We're going to summon out Jet and then summon Spright Blue. We are going to get a Bestial, which is going to banish our big light guy, which really sucks. We really needed him. But it's okay. We're going to grab Red. We're going to summon out Red. We now have a negate. We're going to go into Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf is going to summon the Najasho. We contribute the Najasho with our one guy. But luckily we had the Volcano in grave. So we're going to summon the Volcano, and Volcano can summon Volcano. But yeah, I told you it was good we had it. We're going to get into Dolka. Then we're going to activate the effect of Remnant to make Echidna. The reason why we make Echidna is we can make his attack 0. That's kind of funny. We can grab Niami, which is useful. And we have a Link 2 on field that we can send for Spright Red's effect without using up Sprite Elf for that. So we're going to pass on this board and see what our opponent can do. They're going to activate the effect of Lubellion, or we're just going to fucking negate it. Get out of here. They're going to summon another Bestial Lubellion, attributing their Dru's Worm. Then they're going to activate the effect of Dru's Worm. We're going to use the effect of Sprite Red, sending Echidna to negate it because they targeted the Sprite Red. Might as well use it. Use it or lose it. Then they're going to activate the effect of Lubellion, which we will negate with Dolka, not a once per turn. And then they will surrender. Pretty good. Let's win the game 2. Alright, going into game 2. They are going first, so we'll see what they can do. And we have a pretty okay hand. Najasho in hand is perfectly fine. We can normal summon it and start the combo that way. Let's see what happens. So they're going to start with Analuber. See, here's the branded part. They're going to grab Branded Fusion. Oh, I wish I had an Ash Blossom. I didn't realize they'd be on this. I'm going to bring out Albion. Albion effect. Make Lubellion. No reason to do this, but I'm going to use Lubellion's effect to make Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is going to banish Aluber in order to send Albion to set Branded Expulsion. And then... oh, there it is. Ra's Disciple. They're going to Branded Expulsion, sending Lubellion to bring back Aluber on their side and Ra's Disciple on our side. Ra's Disciple says you cannot special summon monsters except by the effect of Ra's Disciple. How do we play the game? Well, we're going to activate all this stuff for no reason, and then we're going to go battle. Attack over Aluber? I don't know. We're just having fun here. I hate this. I hate this combo so much. Who cares what they're doing at this point? Like, they've effectively won already. They're making Masquerades, they make Rebellion, they're fucking playing the Theater of the Branded. They're playing 2 Masquerade. This is Ad Levine effect, bringing back Lubellion, Branded Beast. They're playing Branded Beast. And they attack for well over me. I hate this. I hate this so much. I would rather play 1,000 Tier Mirrors than play this shit. God. Ugh. Game 3. Alright, going into game 3, we have not a great hand. No Najasho, no way to get to Najasho, and not a whole lot of Ogdoadic stuff either. At least we have the Sprights. We're gonna Naoya, sending Curse. And then we're gonna summon Red, summon Jet, get Starter. We're gonna summon out Carrot. We're gonna Starter for Blue. Blue allows us to grab. Just gonna grab another Red. Why not? We're gonna go for an Elf. We're gonna Water Lily for Najasho. We're summoning out the Najasho. But at this point we're already locked, so we can't really do anything with it. We're just hoping our opponent won't be able to kill us. They're going to Branded Opening for Aluber, and we're dead. And we're dead. They bring out the Branded Fusion. And the rest of this is just a formality. There's the Bellion. We're going to negate that. We're going to bring the Joshua right back. They're going to Brewis Worm, banishing our curse. We needed that, but I guess we don't anymore. They're going to get rid of Carrot. Can't do anything about it. They're going to Branded Fusion. Now that the Carrot is off the field. There goes that. Sending Tragedy. Getting Idle Beat him. They're making Mirror Jade. This guy's on the field. I've never read this card in my life. We're going to attack for some damage. At this point, there's nothing we can do. They set a card. They set Branded in red. We draw Called by the Grave. And we're going to surrender on that. Yeah. Turns out silly combos don't actually do anything against the deck that has Interruption. The combo is good, but not good enough. And very interruptible. So that's the deck. It's not a good deck. It's not one of the best Sprite builds. It's not even one of the top 10's best Sprite builds, I would say. But it is very funny, and I love the repeatability in Najasho. Once I heard about Najasho, I had to find a way to break it. And I think I succeeded in at least like a YouTube combo sort of way. But it's certainly nothing against the tier element, tier 0 menace. Yeah, it's really cool. I really love the ability to get Dolka and Draglubion on the field, plus all the Sprite extendability. Evoltiles have some really crazy spells and traps, and we get to use one of them. Unfortunately, the rest of the archetype just doesn't really fit in with the way we've built this deck. It just makes it brickier. Not particularly useful. So we're just kind of stuck with this half-baked deck. I mean, that's really the problem with Reptiles, is that Reptiles as an archetype is entirely based around this one card that is extremely susceptible to exactly one negate. If you negate this card, the game is over. If you don't draw it, the game is over. The entire combo relies on Snake Rain. I don't know if you know this, but there's only 3 copies of Snake Rain in a deck, and you can only do so much with that. Regardless, I think this deck is a lot of fun. If you want to try bringing this to locals, I don't know about that. It's actually very expensive too because of the Sprights. But you know, if you already have the Sprights, maybe take this to your locals and see how you do. If you do, let me know how it goes. I really want to know. But yeah, with that, I will see you in the next one. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, maybe share it around, give it a subscribe. Maybe you could ring the bell for notifications. You could also follow me on Twitter and Twitch to get even more content. I've got a Tumblr now if you want to hang out there. I don't know. I don't know if you use Tumblr. Do you? Are you cool like that? You could also, you know, go to my Patreon and get early access to some videos while giving me money. I like having money to live and eat things. You could also, you know, just give me money directly through my tip link, or you could use my Throne Wishlist to give me a gift, or you could use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any of the cards you saw in this series, or any other single sealed product or accessories that you need. You can do all of that while supporting the channel at the same time. And, you know, you don't have to if you aren't able to, you know. With all that said, though, I hope you did enjoyed once again. I really enjoyed this one. Sprightile is such a silly little deck, and I like showing it off. So I hope if you play this deck or you have any thoughts about it, please let me know in the comments. I'm really excited to show this one off. I've been brewing this one for a while, and it's like a brew that I don't think anyone's ever thought of in their entire lives, because it's not very good, but it's almost good. There's like a nugget of something in here, I think. but it's just like the ceiling is just too low. Or actually, the ceiling is fine. It's the consistency of it that's not good. So like that's the issue. But yeah, if you have any thoughts on it, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye everyone. Bye.